What is my gaming wish for 2020? I wish that they would delay The Last of Us 2 just a little bit longer. Because it is such a dumpster fire that I want to enjoy it just a bit more. Everywhere I look, it's absolutely hilarious. On one hand, you have the gaming press that is doing their utmost best to hype up a game that has absolutely no features to create the hype. And you see articles talking about how this game is going to be revolutionary because it's going to have a crouch button. I'm not even kidding. Like, I made a video on my channel about it. It is there. Like, they're actually talking how one of the cool features of this game is that it has a crouch button. And then there's articles talking about how immersive the world is, and how they try to create a plausible environment. And I'm looking at that demo, I'm looking at that trailer, and it just looks like any other game. Like, what on earth are you talking about? It has Ellie going out of a house. And it's like, oh yes, we tried to make this so realistic. It's like, the only thing they don't talk about seems to be the zombies. Yes, a zombie survival game where the zombies seem to be taking a back seat. The only thing that they talk about is how progressive this game is because it has lesbians in it. Like, I'm pretty sure lesbians might be flocking the video gaming stores in order to buy this. But I, for one, am not excited. I'm not impressed. Like, it takes more than a couple of lesbians to get me to purchase a game, believe it or not. I'll probably purchase it anyway because I need to stream it just to see how bad it is. At least I have an excuse. I get to suffer playing it so you guys don't have to. Yeah, no, the mainstream media is absolutely hilarious. Like, they're trying so bad in order to just, like, I don't know, like, find some diamonds in the pooper, but it's just the pooper. There are no diamonds. And then you have, like, the trailers that are being released with comments disabled, with the ratings disabled. Yeah, I mean, what else can make more hype about a game than disabling the comment section? And then you have, like, all these bizarre individuals on Twitter. Like, for example, this guy. To PC fanboys, Xbox fanboys, and anime incels. My girlfriend watches anime. What? Why are you being so antagonistic? Like, surely there's going to be some provocative comment that you're going to say after that. Why do you hate Naughty Dog and The Last of Us so much? I bet that you can't give me a rational and logical reason on why you do. And the logical and rational reason is provided by a gentleman by the name of Nerd Wonder. And he says that Neil shunned and forced out the team head Amy Hennig, which is a very renowned female game developer and responsible for not only The Last of Us 1, but other video games like Soul Reaver. I made an entire video about her. Please check it out. It's really worth a watch. And he points out how not only was Amy Hennig forced out of the team, but the guy who forced her out claims that he is propping up women while taking down actual women from development position. It says that he also abused his staff. Just so you can understand how much the guy abused his staff, Naughty Dog had a 70% turnover rating. So 2 out of 3 people working at that company would resign. Not only they would resign, but they would be forced to sign non-disclosure agreements so they can't talk about how bad the working conditions were. And just so you can understand the comparison, one of the industries with a very high turnover rate, in fact the highest, is the service industry. And that has a 40% turnover rate. So working with Drachman is actually worse than one of the worst industries with the biggest turnover. And because of that, you know, like, Amy Hennig isn't going to work in video games anymore, which is quite disappointing. Again, Soul Reaver is just... I don't think there are any boomer of my age that when you name drop the video game Soul Reaver, they don't know what is being talked about. Or The Last of Us 1, many people know it. It's the Uncharted series. Like, you name drop these titles and people understand what it's about. Amy Hennig made them possible. She's not just one person that worked on these games. No, she was like, it was her vision. She was an amazing writer when it came for video games. To which the guy explains, so because one man, you hate all the studio and their games. That's what you consider a logical and rational reason. By the way, where's Amy right now? What has she done since she left? Nothing. Meanwhile, Neil did Uncharted 4, The Last of Us 1 and 2. Okay, he didn't do The Last of Us 1. But how are these people legit? Like, I don't understand. I haven't met a person with such blind loyalty towards a gaming company in my life. I mean, it's not that he likes the titles. Like, he likes the company. Like, talking about rationality, you care about a brand, all right? Like, this is what really annoys me about the gaming industry. Like, you have the brand, the company, like, let's say Blizzard or BioWare. But even if, like, every single person that worked on, let's say, Neverwinter Nights, okay? If every single person from that company gets fired and completely replaced, I mean, sure, the company is still named BioWare, but it's not going to produce the same quality games. Like, I care more about the developer, the people that were at the top when I'm talking about a game than just the logo of a brand. And, you know, like, this guy is everything that's wrong with the gaming industry. It's like, just shut up, no criticism, just consume and get excited about the new product. I can't be like that. I really can't. And it's like, these types of people that I generally don't understand, it's like, they claim to like the game and they go out of their way to insult the people who don't like it, calling them incels and calling them irrational. I mean, you know, like, this is where we're at in 2020. If you don't want to purchase a product, if you don't want to purchase a video game, you're irrational. But anyway, right, let me show you something else. The hate is real. Every time Naughty Dog posts some information about their upcoming dumpster fire, you have, like, people, you know, just pointing out memes, mocking them, laughing them, pointing out spoilers. You know, like, this is bad, okay? Like, if you're a company and you want to sell a product, this is the last thing you want to see. But it's not only that, it's, what exactly did they expect when they wrote a story tailored to piss off gamers? Like, let's say there were no spoilers. Let's assume. Don't you think word of mouth would have traveled anyway? I mean, sure, maybe you'd have gotten a couple of suckers purchasing the game early. But nowadays, because of the internet, like, most people manage to finish the game within a couple of days and then they talk about it on the internet anyway. Like, all of this would have been revealed probably in like 1 or 2 days and they would tell other people, don't buy it, stay away from it. Especially when people were already worried due to the social justice influence that the game has. Most people by now kind of get it. Like, if they see some social justice influence in a video game, they're like, yeah, you know, maybe it's one of those companies with a 70% turnover rate, because social justice activists are very bigoted and difficult to work with. They're very obnoxious. If you don't think like they do, it's very difficult to get along. So yeah, I mean, and they're also very greedy, I guess. Like, most of the games that have just loot boxes and DLCs, they also very social justicey, you know? It's weird. Like, take a game like CD Projekt Red, for example, that gives you free DLC, a map if you order like the basic disc, and some other goodies, and that was just the normal edition. Plus a note where the developer thanks the people who purchased the game. But they don't have social justice activists in their midst. Like, social justice activists are just the most corporate people you can find that do not care about... They don't have passion. That's what it is. Like, they do not put soul whenever they create a video game. At least that's my opinion. My impression. But anyway, right, so as you can see, they constantly get criticized, right? So look what they do now. They get their friends in the media to write a puff piece. And by the way, this is like the only type of journalism that exists nowadays. It's either puff pieces or hit pieces. Very rarely do you find like some actual objective reporting. But in this case, it's like, okay, they're going to use Twitter's new feature. Twitter's new feature is absolute cancer. I'm going to make a video on my main channel about it. But it's basically a feature where you can't respond to a tweet anymore. You know how every single website nowadays doesn't have a comment section? Yeah, that's literally what now Twitter is doing. It's like it allows the blue check marks to post something ridiculous without having a comment section. What are they thinking anyway? You know, I'm legitimately curious. Like, do they not understand that it's really bad if you're going to post a trailer or a promotional material or anything about a product and not have comments or ratings enabled? Like that is just, you know, the death of marketing. If I was Naughty Dog, I would just not promote this game anymore. Just stop. You know, either you promote it and you take the L because people are, you know, posting the spoilers and they're making fun of your title and they're memeing the hell out of it, or just not promote it. I mean, it's just 1 month left, I guess. You know, if you have some gameplay to show, like do it on YouTube and show some gameplay. Or, you know, go to a journalist like Kotaku, Polygon, or whatever and show them some gameplay. Or make a commercial on TV or on YouTube. But don't put it on Twitter. Just stop. Actually, don't stop. Keep going. I enjoy watching. Oh my god, this and what I love is like also the journalists that are making it worse. Like at this point, almost every single gamer that I know associates journalists with the PR arm of the company. Like when the journalists are attacking the gamers, it's almost as if the company is attacking the gamer. I know it's not always like this, but in the subconscious of the gamer, it has started to click. Because the media are just filled with shills, and that's what they do. And it's not that the companies necessarily pay the journalists, but it's heavily implied that if you want early access and you want to get freebies, you have to give the game good reviews and you have to just puff it up. So journalists kind of get the gist of it, which is why I don't trust them, and you shouldn't either. Yeah, I mean, in this case, it's like, oh, the trolls. Like, the idea of a troll is now anyone that's not excited about the product. Yeah, if you're not excited about the product and you don't want to cough up like 60 euros, you're irrational, you're a troll, you're pretty much Hitler. This is where we're at. This is the absolute state of the gaming industry, where they lash out at the consumer. It's like that picture with McDonald's that is wanting to slap the kid. It's like, why you no buy? It's literally that. Oh my god, like trolls used to mean like a person that doesn't care about a subject and is just trying to antagonize people. Nowadays, it's literally anyone that's not okay with the company. Not to mention, like, I again, it reminds me of that person, like, going like, oh, why do you care if it's just one guy in the company? Yeah, you know, do you think that guy is going out whenever people are protesting Chick-fil-A and telling the queers, it's like, why do you protest? Why do you protest? It's just one guy, you know, it's just... But anyway, right, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section.